Okay, so you learned how to squat. What's next? Have you ever wondered how you can get to the next level in your training? It turns out that there's a fairly simple framework you can follow to give you some ideas. This is the framework that I use as a coach when I triage an athlete's needs. I call it the training stage framework. This framework can help you feel, move, and look better by maximizing your performance based on what training stage you're at. There are three stages: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Correctly identifying your stage and implementing a focus area will allow you to unlock new levels in your physical development. In the beginner stage, you need to focus on technique, safety, understanding how your body moves through time and space, and understanding how to communicate the sensations that you're feeling to your coach. All of these are critical to your success as an athlete, and they lay the foundation for everything else that's to come. As we move into the intermediate area, we have the assumption that we have a general good understanding of the beginner areas, and that we'll continually touch back on them to refine them and sharpen the edge. In the intermediate stage, your focus should be on efficiency, task-specific priorities. If you have deficiencies in cardio or gymnastics or strength, you can bolster one of those areas or just get a little more dialed into one at a time. Skill development, so we're looking at developing the skills of pull-ups or dips, push-ups, kipping, double unders, split jerks. The list could go on. When we talk about efficiency here, we're looking at ways that not only is the movement safe, but you're also doing it as quickly as possible based on the load, time, and rep scheme that you have in front of you. And that leads us to our final stage, the advanced stage. And this is often where I find it gets harder to cue athletes, but it's no less important. It's been a critical part of my development as an athlete and something that I still focus on to this day. Advanced athletes should focus on their sets, reps, loads. I want to touch on those quickly. What I mean by that is that maybe you choose to do unbroken sets of 20 wall balls to prove to yourself and to teach you what that feels like, so that if you're going into a competition or a tough benchmark workout, that you know you have the capacity to do 20 in a row. The rep ranges, maybe you choose a heavier load and lower reps to teach yourself how that feels, or what it feels like to string quick singles together versus sets of 5. And you play around with those, knowing that you may not always have the fastest outcome for that day, but that it's teaching you a skill that you can use and teaching your body how to move correctly under that particular load or rep range, so that you can get the most out of your workouts in the future. The other things for advanced athletes: breathing, facial expressions, body type specific modifications, and ongoing skill work. Touch on those briefly. Breathing, it's so important to make sure that you breathe during sets. If you've ever been on the jump rope and find that you hold your breath before, that's something to work on. It'll help you be much more efficient on those sets. Facial expressions. So many people, if you walk around the gym during a tough workout, have pain in their faces. When they learn to relax that, it relaxes the rest of their body and allows them to do more work in less time, which means they get a better workout and better fitness on the other side. Body type specific modifications is something that you may touch on earlier, even in the beginning stage. But some athletes have longer femurs compared to their torsos, or maybe they have longer torsos and shorter legs. Maybe their arm length is different from the traditional one. And there can be adjustments made in the setup that don't affect safety at all, but will affect the performance of that movement and your efficiency with that particular movement. I want you to notice that in these three frameworks, I didn't mention appropriate training volume. And that's because appropriate training volume is something that needs to be evaluated on a periodic basis. Generally, this is going to be in correlation to major life events. If you're a teacher and you have the summers off, you may look at increasing that training volume over the summer. If you're an accountant and around tax time every year, life gets more stressful, maybe you need to bring the training volume down or the training intensity down a little bit during that time to make sure that you're staying healthy, staying fresh, and still making progress. Conversely, if you're moving houses or having a child, these are times that are going to increase the stress level in your life. Maybe you need the frequency at the gym to go up to maintain a mental health, but the intensity level to go down so you don't overly tax your body. This is just a simple framework you can use to give yourself some areas of focus so that when you go into the gym, you're not just going through the motions. You have things to focus on. These are things that as coaches, we use to look at and to evaluate how your performance is and how we can help move the needle in the right direction, which is what we're there for. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out, comment, tag below. We are here because we are dedicated to helping members of our community build lean, strong bodies and confident, resilient minds. Determined to elevate the lives of working professionals, stay-at-home parents, and anyone who is ready to level up their life. Our invigorating group fitness classes, practical nutrition programs, and authentic coaches help ignite your life. Find a place that believes in you. Find a place that challenges you. Find CrossFit Southpaw.